A high-value man doesn't have to be super outgoing in order to get women's attention. What they do need is a little creativity, and some simple tricks for getting her excited. The objective here is not trying too hard or overthinking it, however, instead making the process fun and spontaneous by using their natural wit and charm. High-value men are a unique breed, outside of a typical mainstream crowd. They fall under the category of man, however, are far from ordinary. They have a certain mindset, attitude, and outlook on life that could make them appear aloof or remote from others around them. However, this is far from the case. Women love their mysterious persona, and the way they carry themselves is a massive turn-on. What sets them apart is that they are not afraid to live life on their own terms. They don't need to be part of a crowd, nor do they feel the need to try and fit in with one. One reason why men of high value stand out from the crowd is that, unlike low-value men, who feel obligated or pressured into doing something they may not really want to do, men of high value would decline such offers and requests. This is what separates them from their peers. However, this also makes other people curious and intrigued about who these types of men are, and what makes them tick. One of the ways to attract women, for example, is by teasing them with a playful conversation. Women are by nature curious individuals, and if you can find ways to capture their attention with your wit, you will have succeeded at reaching the inner curiosity that resides within their minds. Not all high-value men are born with their wit or charm. Some may need to develop it over time by actively practicing. Usually men of high value don't chase women, however they may happen to find someone who meets their standards, and then they may swing into action. When a man of high value wants to get a woman's attention, they may use a wide range of tricks and tactics. Number 1. They are charismatic. Men of high value tend to be more magnetic than other types of men, and this is one aspect of their persona which causes women to take notice. Charisma is attractive to most women, since they can't stand a boring guy who has nothing going for him and lacks ambition in life. Many people think that it's easy to be charming, because all one has to do is make other people feel comfortable. However, this isn't always true. Charisma requires the ability to influence others, without making them feel uncomfortable in any way, shape, or form. This kind of behavior can only work when there are no ulterior motives involved. Otherwise, this will come back to haunt a person far and wide. Number 2. Focusing on a woman's eyes. One way high-value men get a woman's attention is by focusing on more than just her body parts. It doesn't really make a difference whether they are approaching a stranger or an acquaintance. Either way, looking deep into their target's eyes will definitely draw their attention. Women are naturally more open and receptive to signals coming from men's gaze. To be more compelling, they focus their energy on her eyes and make it as passionate as possible. This will help them deliver the message that they are interested in who she is, and not just her physical attributes. They don't gaze too long though, since it could appear like a threatening gesture to some women. Number 3. Using unpredictability to their advantage. High-value men always keep their mind open, since they understand that the only thing that's predictable in life is unpredictability. This is why they are always ready and able to handle anything that comes their way, both positive and negative. This gives them an edge over all other men, since women will be intrigued by his self-control and flexibility to handle anything that comes his way. This unpredictability is something women go wild for, because it's a reminder that a man has a lot of different layers, and isn't just one-dimensional. Even if something unexpected happens, you can be sure that he'll be able to handle it and make the best out of any situation. Number 4. Mirroring her body language. A man of high value understands that nonverbal communication is just as effective as speaking, and this is what sets them apart from the competition even more than he has already. The moment a woman meets him, he focuses on communicating with his body language instead of just using words. This way, communication is not only effective, but also eliminates his need to ask questions to get information from her. For example, if she crosses her arms, he crosses his arms as well. Making quick adaptations to his body language helps him stay one step ahead of her mind. This will help them feel more connected and relaxed whenever they talk, because it's a way of showing that they are on the same frequency. Number 5. Using mystery to keep the conversation going. High-value men use playful but cautious teasing as their way of breaking down her defenses when approaching her. They'll try to make her laugh or blush by making clever comments that are also a bit mysterious, since this will leave her hanging, wanting more. This is a perfect tool for getting women to open up more about themselves, which will assist with them winning her over in very little time. Number 6. Using silence to attract her. Many men talk just for the sake of talking, however that's not how things work with these types of men. He'll make sure that his words have significance and meaning before he opens up his mouth, since he knows silence is often more powerful than anything else. High-value men understand better than anyone else that the best way to engage a woman is through your actions, instead of just your words. If you use the right sort of actions, the words will come out naturally, and he understands this. That's why he always sets up his next move before going for it. Some women understand that their value decreases the moment they open their mouths, so they are always looking for men who can draw things out of them, instead of putting in all the effort themselves. Number 7. They diffuse any sort of tension or awkwardness with humor. High-value men don't let the awkwardness and tension of just meeting someone new get in their way of making conversation. They understand that it's human nature to be anxious when meeting new people such as the opposite sex, especially when meeting for the first time. So they take advantage of this moment by making a joke about it, which makes her laugh and also breaks the ice. Women are turned off by men who take themselves too seriously, and this is something high-value men understand very well, since they are not uptight or pretentious like most other men of low value. This will help them capture her attention, and eventually win her over with their charisma and wit. Number 8. They never cross the line. Men of high value have developed the perfect balance between self-control and impulsiveness, so they never do or say things that are out of character, just because she's there with them at that moment. They may be bold but not arrogant, and they'll use that to their advantage every step of the way. This is what women actually want from a man, since no one wants to be with someone creepy or needy. The best way to get a woman interested in you is by using nonverbal communication, instead of just relying on what you say for her to take into account. This will help break down her defenses, and give her a chance that she wouldn't have gotten otherwise. Number 9. They introduce themselves with a handshake. True men of high value don't have the attitude of being superior to others, however they understand how to stay true to their personality and character, even when talking to women. This is why they introduce themselves properly by giving him a firm handshake, instead of some weak-wristed one that just makes her think twice about him. He'll maintain eye contact, and try to make it as empowering as possible. Women take note of men who understand how to properly introduce themselves, since it conveys the message that he is confident and secured in his own skin. Number 10. Talking about their interests and passions. High-value men use their communication to make sure that they can converse with her effectively, without having to ask too many questions. Instead of using words, they use their expressions and passion to convey their thoughts. If you can avoid talking about yourself for too long, then that's the best way to go about it. Women love a man who has something interesting to say, aside from just what he does for a living or where he's from.